Welcome back to Dinar Community Channel. The historic moment that so many had waited years for has now erupted into full reality as exchange centers across the globe are overflowing with Iraqi dinar holders rushing to cash in on the confirmed revaluation. What once seemed like speculation, dismissed by critics and doubted by financial skeptics, is now a living, undeniable reality playing out in packed bank lobbies, guarded exchange rooms, and overwhelmed appointment systems. The Iraqi dinar revaluation, known as the RV, has moved from whispers and quiet anticipation to breaking headlines, and the result is nothing short of a financial tidal wave. The confirmation of the Iraqi dinar's revaluation came with a combination of official announcements, banking system updates, and international currency trading confirmations. For weeks there had been growing anticipation as screens at select institutions began to show fluctuating rates, test signals were reported, and insiders hinted at preparations. But when the moment arrived, it came with force. The Central Bank of Iraq, supported by Prime Minister Sadani's government, officially confirmed the new valuation, sending an immediate shockwave across global markets. Almost instantly, banks and exchange centers saw a surge unlike anything in modern history. Lines formed within hours. Appointment systems were flooded with requests. Overflowing crowds began appearing outside major financial institutions in cities from New York to London, Dubai to Frankfurt, and even across Asia. The scenes are extraordinary. Ordinary people, many who quietly held onto their Iraqi dinar for years despite ridicule and skepticism, are now walking into banks with documents, folders, and even briefcases full of currency. Security is visibly heightened, with armored vehicles in some locations and additional guards positioned at entrances. Exchange centers that were designed to handle a modest flow of clients are now overwhelmed, with waiting areas packed and staff working around the clock to process appointments. In some cities, banks have extended their hours, staying open into the night just to accommodate the rush. For the holders, the moment is surreal. Families who tucked away a few $100,000 dinar years ago now find themselves sitting across from bankers discussing life-changing sums of money. Veterans who served in Iraq and purchased currency during their deployment are witnessing their patience rewarded in ways they could have scarcely imagined. Retirees who made small investments years ago are suddenly positioned for financial freedom. The sheer diversity of those filling these exchange centers is striking. People from all walks of life, united by the decision to believe in the dinar's potential, are now sharing in a massive wealth transfer. The rates themselves are the centerpiece of the frenzy. Reports confirm valuations ranging between $3.91 and $6.20 per dinar depending on location, contract specifics, and tiered arrangements. In some instances, whispers suggest even higher rates under special agreements, though the bulk of holders are seeing rates that already exceed anything they had imagined possible. This sudden leap has transformed modest holdings into massive sums, and the effect is visible in the faces of those exiting the banks. Relief, joy, tears, and shock intermingle as people walk out with paperwork in hand, realizing their lives have just changed forever. Banks and financial institutions are scrambling to manage the influx. In Houston, entire branches have been cordoned off specifically for IQD exchanges. In Atlanta, managers report booking every available slot for weeks in advance. In London, reports suggest private wealth offices have been converted into exchange centers to handle VIP clients. Dubai, long a hub for international finance, has seen a surge of both local and foreign holders arriving to participate in the exchange process. Across the United States, especially in major financial hubs, reports of centers overflowing are consistent. Staff are working overtime, call centers are overloaded, and online scheduling portals are struggling under the weight of unprecedented demand. The international community is not standing still either. Media outlets that once mocked the concept of a dinar revaluation are now forced to acknowledge the undeniable truth. News cameras have caught long lines forming outside exchange centers. Analysts are suddenly scrambling to contextualize the move, pointing to Iraq's vast oil reserves, international support, and economic restructuring as the foundation for the revaluation. What was once dismissed as a dinar dream is now front-page news. For Iraq itself, this moment represents far more than financial gain for holders. It is the restoration of national pride and economic dignity. After decades of sanctions, war, instability, and devaluation, the dinar is now positioned as one of the strongest currencies in the Middle East. Citizens of Iraq are seeing their salaries, savings, and local economy uplifted overnight. Businesses are recalculating costs, importers and exporters are adjusting to new valuations, and the general population is realizing that their national currency now carries global strength. This has sparked a wave of optimism across Iraq, reinforcing Prime Minister Sadani's message that the revaluation is not only financial, it is national renewal. The overflow of exchange centers is not simply a logistical issue, it is symbolic of the sheer magnitude of this event. These centers were never built to handle the simultaneous arrival of millions of people seeking to redeem currency. The overwhelming crowds are a testament to how deeply the dinar journey penetrated into everyday life. For years, small communities of believers discussed the revaluation online, in forums, in living rooms, and at private gatherings. Now, those conversations have spilled into the mainstream, and the evidence is tangible. What was once speculation has manifested into overflowing banks, queues wrapping around buildings, and headlines screaming confirmation. The financial sector is quickly adapting to the new reality. Wealth managers are creating immediate strategies to guide clients through sudden wealth. Tax professionals are working overtime to prepare holders for obligations. Investment firms are seizing the opportunity to bring newly wealthy clients into long-term planning structures. Philanthropic organizations are preparing for a surge in donations as many holders have pledged to give back. Entire industries are being reshaped in real time by the wave of liquidity entering the system through these exchanges. But with opportunity also comes caution. Experts warn that sudden wealth, while transformative, can be dangerous if mismanaged. Stories of past windfalls leading to quick downfalls are resurfacing as cautionary tales. Advisors are urging clients to slow down, avoid impulsive decisions, and prioritize stability and security. Many banks are even offering mandatory financial counseling sessions as part of the exchange process, ensuring that holders are at least exposed to guidance before walking away with vast sums. For those in the waiting lines, patience is still required. Even with the overflow, the system is designed to process appointments in stages. Tiered rollouts are in place, prioritizing certain groups initially while gradually expanding to the broader public. This structured approach ensures order, but it also adds to the intensity of demand. People are eager, sometimes anxious, not wanting to miss their chance. The energy outside exchange centers is a mixture of celebration and determination, with some even camping overnight to secure early slots. What makes this moment even more powerful is the global unity it has created. From the United States to Europe, from Asia to the Middle East, the story is the same: exchange centers overflowing, people cashing in, lives changing overnight. Social media is flooded with testimonies, photos, and live updates, further fueling the momentum. The global IQD community, once scattered and often fragmented, is now bound together by the shared reality of confirmation. The revaluation of the Iraqi dinar is not just a financial event, it is a social and cultural phenomenon. It represents the triumph of patience, the reward of faith, and the validation of those who believed when others scoffed. For many, it is more than just money, it is justice, a chance to rewrite their story, a chance to secure a future for their families, and a chance to step into a new chapter of life with confidence. As exchange centers continue to overflow, one thing is clear: the Iraqi dinar revaluation has not only been confirmed, it has been unleashed with unstoppable force. The sight of packed lobbies, crowded lines, and overwhelmed staff is proof enough that this is no longer theory. It is happening, and it is reshaping lives by the minute. The dinar has arrived on the global stage, and the world is watching as history unfolds in real time. This wave is only the beginning. As more holders complete their exchanges, as more appointments are processed, and as the wealth begins to circulate into communities, the ripple effect will expand. Real estate markets will shift, investment flows will surge, charitable projects will multiply, and economic landscapes will transform. The overflowing exchange centers we see today are the first visible sign of a much larger transformation that will continue to unfold in the days, weeks, and years ahead. The message is clear: the Iraqi dinar RV is no longer a dream. It is confirmed, it is happening, and its impact is undeniable. From Iraq streets to the world's largest financial capitals, the proof is in the overflowing exchange centers. The time has come, the holders are cashing in, and the revaluation that once seemed so far away is now the defining reality of our moment. Like and subscribe for more videos.